I have a LG monitor Flatron W1934S-BN. We use it in our Big Bass arcade. It's right at the top it's a display monitor. It's not being responsive. I've had an associate repair it in the past, so I'm figuring it's the same problem. I'm going to go ahead and pop it apart, see if we can fix the same issue. Just need to separate the housing. Just use a chisel to pop it apart. Go ahead and lay it down. And I got some foil that we taped it in to hold it in with last time. I'll go ahead and cut that around the edges. Be careful not to cut. There's a ribbon cable right here that goes to the monitor. Don't cut into that any. This is foil taped once because we've already repaired it. When you take it off originally, there is some type of a tape to adhere everything to the back of the LCD screen. And I'm going to go ahead and, on this side, disconnect these terminals, just remembering where they go. My red and blacks are on the interior two terminals and blue and black on the exterior, so it should be pretty easy to remember. I have to go ahead and remove that ribbon cable. I'm going to go ahead and extract it. It's got two tabs on the side. I'm just going to push down with my fingers if I can. Wow, it's pretty firm. There we go. And then now I'd come down to my last one to detach is on the bottom over here. It is actually the power up cable. So I'm going to lift my monitor just a little bit. To give me some room to unplug this cable. There we go. So now this whole assembly is free. We'll flip it over on the inside. I have some screws to remove. I got basically 1, 2, and 3 to take off of here. Lift this plate up. Let's see what's up underneath of it. I'll go ahead and disconnect this terminal pin just to make it easier to doesn't disconnect from there. It's soldered in. Just to give myself a little bit more room, I'm going to pull some wires out of this retaining clip. There we go. It looks like capacitor 802 in position 802. It's a 25 volt, 1000 microfarads. Bring you down here so you can see the top is. Try and get in the light. The top's popped there. It's got a round cap on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap that capacitor out. Hopefully that's the issue that I'm having. Since the capacitor is bad already, I don't want to heat the board. I want to keep from heating the board as much as possible. So I'm going to see what I can do, just wiggling this back and forth just to break the terminals. Make sure I can remember which side's the negative. Alright. we go. Alright. And just make sure the one that I'm using is going to fit. Looks like it is 25 volt. It's got the same ratings, 105 degrees. Alright, everything looks okay. And as always, before we solder anything in, we've got our meter. We're going to go ahead and test this out. I don't want to solder in a bad capacitor. Should be 1,000 microfarads. Keep coming off my terminals. $947, that should be close enough. Alright, I had to get my soldering station set up. So basically, I'm getting ready to, I'm just going to heat this one tip back up and press it back through. Just to make an opening for me to put my leads in. Same with this one, I'm just going to push it back out the bottom. There we go, I just heard it drop. A little tiny tink. There's my little terminal lead out of that capacitor. Go ahead and throw my new one back in. Make sure I pay attention to my negative side. I'm going to spread my leads just a little so it'll kind of hold it for me. I like it to hang off the board a little, so if I ever have to swap another one out, I have room to do what I did in the beginning, and I rocked it and rotated it to make sure that it just broke off the leads straight off the board. Now we'll solder it back into place. That. So I'll drop the board back in. Clip my wires back into this retaining clip. And I'm going to go in there single file. good to go. Go ahead and flip this over. And I'll show you down here, we've got this metal clip on the back. There are two little screw holes right here, and there's two little notches in this clip. Just line those up on these set little screw holes, and that positions you exactly where you need to be for everything. But I'm going to go ahead and tip this up, connect the power connection terminal. Lift this up a little bit. Alright. Drop it in. Connect this ribbon cable on the LCD screen. Make sure it's seated in there properly. Need to reconnect the terminals on this back side. Remember, red and white were the interior two, and the black and blue were your exteriors. And once you're sure you've got it set up where it's supposed to be, go ahead and take you some new foil tape. And just secure it back to the LCD screen. I really don't like securing the ribbon cable down, just because when I go to remove it, I don't want to tug against that, or those can be pretty sensitive. Cut this spare out. Just a few spots should be good to hold it. You're trying to hold that power supply board in the right position. Should stay. Go ahead and get our cover back on it. I usually start with the bottom, line it up and get it in there. Should be it.